The first item on our agenda this evening is the roll call for those Board of Education members who are present. Trustee Goodrich, could you perform the roll call, please?
Certainly, Madam President. Trustee Sutton Kennedy.
Present.
Trustee Fields. Trustee Goodrich, I'm here. Trustee Townsend.
Here.
Trustee Espy. Vice President Lee. President Hawkins.
Here. We have all Board of Education members who are present this evening. The next item on our agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. At this time, I would like to invite everyone present to join us in reciting of the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next is the acceptance of the agenda. Is there a motion at this time?
President Lee, move that the Board of Education accept the agenda as presented.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Vice President Lee. Is there support for this motion?
Support. Trustee Sutton Kennedy.
Thank you. Supported by Trustee Sutton Kennedy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Next, that takes us to item 4 under achievements, awards, and recognition. And at this time, I would like to turn it over to Dr. Zachary Ross.
Thank you, Madam President. We are very fortunate today because we have one of our magnet schools here. We have our very own principal, Daniel Young, with his team from Ford STEAM Early Learning Center with their points of pride. Welcome.
Yes.
Great. So thank you to our board members, our superintendent and district staff, to our community and families. Thank you all. I am Daniel Young, the principal of Ford STEAM Early Learning Center. And it's been taking me some time to get the word STEAM, even though we've been a STEAM school now. And I noticed like on the interview that we did on the news, I said Ford Early. I was like, no, but I just thank you for this opportunity for us to share the great work that we've been doing at Ford. And so, before I begin, we are going to call up Isley Engel, who's going to make a presentation here.
Excellent.
Hi, my name is Isley and I go to Ford. Thank you for helping us. Here are some seasons from plants from my garden.
So all of these plants that you all will be receiving tonight are straight from our garden in our courtyard. And of course, we have some great northern beans growing. I think those are the tall ones, maybe some carrots and some radishes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is beautiful. It's good. You're forward. What kind of plant is that? Do you know? The beans? Nice. Thank you. Okay. Be surprised. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes. Yep. So a lot of the work we did last year, and last year was our first year of our first year of implementation, where we began to roll out our plan as being a STEAM magnet school. And we did a huge project that was really based around our courtyard. I wish I had some before pictures because it didn't look like that before. And so our preschoolers project was to create a recipe book using ingredients that we grow in our garden. And those are the recipe books that are being passed out to you now. Those were created in all of our various preschool classrooms, created these books. And of course, we gave them out, and that's just something for the community to have, to know what kind of ingredients you can use in different recipes. Our kindergarten students, they are the ones who actually designed the courtyard. We had some community partners come in that are also designers of gardening spaces, so they could connected with our students and with Ms. McKinstry in our makerspace classroom. And all of the different classrooms, they all created how they wanted our courtyard to look. So if you actually come and see it, you'll see that some of them are clover, some of the planters are clover, some of them are hearts and things of that nature, because that's what the students drew. And so each class had different drawings. And of course, it was just a collaboration piece where our scholars literally designed that courtyard. So our first grade students, if you look at the picture at the top, that's a couple of our previous first grade students, and they created the process for composting. And so they had begun the composting that is still going on at our school now, but these are the students who began that work. Of course, now they're all, our first graders are second graders now, and our kindergartens are our current first graders, and our preschool students are now our kindergarten students. So this is the great work that we have began doing. Oh, and there's some seed packets coming around to you as well. All right. All right. So feel free to go ahead and just grow.
Thank you so much.
Uh-oh, I don't know that's what I did. Hit the wrong button. Okay. So some other pieces that happened in our first year of implementation is that we now have an innovation lab and we have the makerspace. I don't have a picture of the makerspace. I'm sorry, Ms. McKinstry. The makerspace is where a lot of the other classes go on, like our preschoolers, they come to the makerspace on a bi-weekly basis and they do robotics, things of that nature. And so do all of our other classes. They all rotate through the makerspace. And this is just where they're creating just various ideas and building just STEAM projects on a weekly basis. New for 2025 is the Music Innovation Lab. That will be, Innovation Lab. I put music in front of it. But I'm a musician. But it's our Innovation Lab. And what we do, we have our first graders. They actually have a beat making club where they learn how to make music. And those are the systems that we are using this year in order to bring that to fruition. Also in that same room, that's where students will learn to do video editing and podcasting. We have a podcasting setup. Ms. Burnett is here and she leads our podcasting and just our overall school-wide STEAM projects and robotics for our grades, preschool through first grade. Also, if you look at the picture at the top, it is our Lou Interactive Playground. It's an indoor playground where it goes into the gym and the wall is actually interactive with students. It's touch activated. So there's many games where students are working on coordination, gross motor skills, where they're throwing balls at the wall. And so these are things that were made possible through the Magnet Grant. So this year, 25-26, we're looking at creating outdoor learning spaces. And of course, we have a lot of field trip experiences. Even this month of October, there's probably more field trip days than not field trip days. So our students are taking turns because we can't take the whole school at one time. So they are all staggered on the trips that they're taking. And every trip that we take is intentional. It's planned and it's in alignment with whatever it is that we're doing. So now we're talking about the outdoor learning. Also, we're still continuing the ongoing work of the garden. So a lot of the field trips are about going to gardens, about going to the apple orchard. And of course, that's a real popular one anyway, but it's really about growing and how to have outdoor learning spaces. Innovation in STEAM early learning, and this is very interesting to me. So we hosted the SEMAS Summer 2025 Institute at Ford. And actually, there's a conference coming for National Place-Based Education. The conference is coming, and so the pre-conference will also be held at Ford. And in the Seamus Community Forum at EMU in May, we had 6 first-grade scholars who made presentations. And the thing is that this work that we're doing, we didn't intend on getting all this attention. It's drawing attention of other people. This is why I'm saying we're becoming innovators, and I'm coming to this realization that that's what's really going on. But that wasn't our intent. Our intent was just to provide excellence to our students. And just through doing that, all these other places we're attracting attention where people want to come to Michigan and actually look at Ford to see the great work that we're doing. So that is definitely a point of pride. And once again, the intent was excellence. The intent was to give our students wonderful experience, real play, real project-based learning, and this is the result of it. So here's our news story. And we were on the news the other week. Right, so that's just a little news bit that was on the other week. And so we're very proud of the work that we've been doing. And so this is a picture from our ribbon cutting at the moment that the ribbon was actually cut. It was a great celebration. We had the entire first grade class. Some of our kindergarten classes were out in the courtyard at that time. And this is the same day as the news story, and word just got out. So these are just some great things that's happening. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay, so another piece that has really taken off is the work that happens in our media center with Mr. Sean Brandon. And so there's a number of things that came through the media center and the work just throughout the district, but the book vending machines, of course, that's in many of the schools, and that is work that came through the media center. And there was some partnership with the mural artwork. It's a team of people who does murals inside of schools, and you can see the artwork that's on our walls in our media center. Also, there's some partnerships with ongoing guests. So we have an ongoing partnership with the EMU football team, and they come in and they read stories to our students. Beanstack is one of our reading award rewards programs where we track how much students are reading, and it's just to get them excited about reading. And of course, this year we have the Scholastic Book Fair that's coming back this month. And also, it's very important that students learn typing, and it's very difficult at this age. So we try to introduce it to them as soon as possible. So there is a first grade typing class, and we show students how to do keyboarding in Media Center, as well as the Media Club, which is one of our clubs that's on a different slide. And of course, the photography and videography of what's going on in building events. All of these things come through our Media Center. So some building updates is we have some new tables and new seating for our media center. So we had some upgrades, and that same team in partnership with Avery Williamson and Simple Minimalists. These are the people who do the murals for us. So that is a mural where the students are drawing on it, and it's actually up in in our main hallway when you enter into the building. So these are just some of the partnerships. And of course, as you can see, it's about flowers and things. We wanted to tie everything that we did in to our project-based learning. And also, of course, we have new landscaping. That is awesome. Thank you all so much. And the building painting, everybody comes in and say, oh, it looks so beautiful in here. And it really does. So we really just want to share those things that we want to have the best for our students, right? They deserve the best. And so also we have a new ASD classroom at Ford, and that is this year for students with autism spectrum disorder. it addresses a district need. So what we noticed was that we had students, a number of students with ASD coming into the district, but we didn't have enough spaces for them. So Ms. Jordan and I, we collaborated on a way to make more spaces. And since we had Puente starting up, that opened up a classroom in our building. So we collaborated and say, what can we do? How can we do this? So we opened up a new ASD room at Ford. And so we have now 6 additional places for students with ASD to be able to really meet their needs that they have. So we're also a Michigan Green School, right? So this also happened, and it's really out of the work that we were doing with our PBL and Courtyard. And so we're certified Emerald, which means that we had to do 15 activities, right? Mrs. Okay. Oh, 18 activities that show that we are being green. So we are actually an official Michigan Green School. And so just some strategic supports that we're doing, because I always got to talk about academics. What are we talked about all these other pieces, and of course the academics is coming through the project-based learning, but also some things that we've offered last school year, and we're going to do it again this year, is the after-school tutoring. We have Reading Corps. We also do a program with Read with Kids, where volunteers come in 4 days a week and read with our students during breakfast time. Title I academic competitions. We have an annual Math Jeopardy competition. Ms. Wilbank, she's here, and she hosts that and facilitates it. And we also have an annual Sight Word Olympics, and that's with Ms. Bogoski. And so new this year is our specials teachers. They had a little extra time in their schedule. So what we did was we collaborated with the first grade teachers and set up interventions that they can go into the room and work with students that that had some unfinished learning, and we want to make sure that we are closing the gaps for any unfinished learning for our students. So that's a new piece where they are strategically placed with other classrooms. And also, we are doing small groups in with kindergarten support. So we have a schedule where a certified teacher goes in during small groups to help create more small groups for our students to address the needs, because we want to get them learning as soon as possible. So these are just some of the strategic supports that we're doing. And our STEAM clubs, this is a really big piece. So if you look on the right where it talks about STEAM club offerings, these are all of the clubs that we offer at Ford. This is a every Friday thing. And we were actually doing this before we became a STEAM magnet school. So this is something that we were already doing. And Friday clubs are, we have a flex schedule on Fridays, which allows the families and their students to choose, all families choose one of these clubs that they develop in. Of course, you see the Music Innovation Club. I'm tooting my own horn, of course, and that is where that, but you can see the various options that are offered. Robotics, we have Glee Club, Art Club, Science Club, Lego clubs, podcasting, media club. So all of these various things happen at Ford on Fridays, and we're about to start on October 24th because we got to get all the students signed up. Also, if you look, the Bottle Cap Garden, Ms. McKinstry, can you please come to the mic and talk a little bit about the Bottle Cap Garden? And she's our STEAM coach.
Yes, this was done by the K1 STEAM clubs and Mrs. Turbay's Spanish immersion class. And so we took bottle caps and we made art out of it. And our K1 students placed first place against 5th and 6th graders in Washtenaw County. So we're really proud of them. So Bottle Cap Garden won first place in the recycling art contest for Washtenaw. So they got a pizza party and it was a lot of fun. We're so proud of them.
Thank you. And so, you know what, I didn't even mention it. Thank you. She brought something to my memory. When I'm talking about being innovators, the big deal about what's happening at Ford is that we're preschool through first grade. The things that we're doing, you usually see those at schools that have much older students. But I mean, we just believe in our students. You know, if we give them the opportunity, they will rise to the occasion. And so right here, this is just an example of one of our STEAM clubs. It's the News Club. So it's just a little sample of the kind of things we do with the News Club. And so this is a just in case you missed it. It's the last slide. All right. So Imagine Learning. So we were using Imagine Learning and we're not using it anymore as a district. But when we were using it, they designated us for 2 years in a row as a school of excellence. So you'll see one of the banners that's hanging up outside, but that is the most recent banner that they sent us. So that was 2 years. And I believe that we would have continued, but we're no longer using that program. Embracing Our Differences. If you look at the artwork at the top, that artwork is actually created by our students and it is displayed. The banner is currently displayed at Riverside Park in Ypsilanti. So if you go there and you see that banner was created by our art club last school year, our art STEAM club. So it's a giant banner is out there. So also this is hot off the press for Dream Big Award nomination. So My Future Fund, Ford was recognized as having the highest family engagement or largest percentage of families who claimed their $475 bonus deposit for My Future Fund. So these are just some things, and that just came in. So I just wanted to be sure that I shared. I was trying to share as much as I could without taking too long. But thank you all so much, and I greatly appreciate you all. And everybody who's from Ford, please stand. All right. Now, Jason isn't standing, but he was very important. He's now a Puentes parent, but he was very important in the garden work. I mean, he came and he sweated for days. And I'm talking about he was there all day for a number of days. So we thank him as well. But thank you all so much for your support and everything that you all do for the district to make this work possible. Thank you. Oh, what questions might you have?
There we go.
There we go. See, I
Thank you,
felt that.
Mr. Young, for this outstanding presentation, and especially huge thanks to the staff and the parents and caregivers and our special presenter this evening who delivered these beautiful plants to us. We just want to give you another round of applause before we turn it over to the board for comments or questions.
Thank you.
Vice President Lee, Trustee Fields.
On the commercials on TV. But anyway, I want to know how the kids really like that, because I want to come over and play that. I'm just gonna be-
Oh, feel
I
free
want
to
to
come
know.
over and use it. It is open for the gym classes, and even I'm thinking about last year, we had a vacancy in our PE class, so we rearranged the special teachers. So the special teachers had began to run the class, and it was so helpful for them to actually be able to engage in those activities. So if they had to teach gym that day, they operated the Lou Interactive Playground, and it keeps the students extremely engaged.
Yeah, I thought it would. Yeah, I like that kind of thing. But thank you.
Awesome. You're welcome.
Thank you, Trustee Fields. Vice President Lee.
For your after-school tutoring, do you provide transportation after school?
No, there is no transportation after school.
Is there any way to provide transportation after school?
I could collaborate with the transportation department and find out to see what we might be able to make happen.
Okay. That would be great, because I know a couple of families, they want to get their kids in the after-school tutoring program, but they just don't have the transportation to get them home.
Right. That has been an ongoing barrier,
Yes.
and collaborating with transportation to see what might be able to happen.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Vice President Lee. Any other board comments or questions? Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Keep up the great work. Next, that takes us to National Custodial Day. I will turn this back over to Dr. Zachary Ross for the next 3 recognitions.
Thank you, Madam President. National Custodial Day is commemorated every year on October 2nd. And so on October 2nd, National Custodial Workers Recognition Day encourages appreciation to the employees who keep our schools and workplaces across the nation running smoothly. And we know this year was an exceptional year at YCS. And so custodial workers operate behind the scenes. They are often underappreciated for the hard work they do day after day too. These are the persons keeping schools, our office buildings, museums, our churches, all of our buildings clean and maintained, while delivering outstanding services and running a well-maintained building. They contribute to critical first impressions and the success of many schools. They're the people we call on to give our brick and mortar businesses a polished look. The schools and office buildings look organized and presentable because of our custodial workers efficiently keep everything in top condition. Additionally, their skills save our organizations money. Well-maintained carpets and surfaces last longer. Seasonal updates and maintenance helps our buildings to run more efficiently too. Custodial workers make sure buildings are ready for each season and they're running correctly. As a result, the buildings are safer and healthier for those entering them. They also free up time for the rest of the organization to focus on growing our businesses. They help us to teach students, and they help us to care for others. The work is physically demanding, and we depend on their positions. Our custodial workers may work varying shift and possibly in several locations. They may be part of the team or work independently. No matter where they work, this day recognizes their dedication and hard work. At Ypsilanti Community Schools, we honor, respect, and value our custodial staff, and we thank them for all that they do for our students, staff, and our community. Next, we honor National School Bus Safety Week, which is October 20th through 24th. This week is held during the third full week of October each year. National School Bus Safety Week is an active and evolving public education program and an excellent way for parents, students, teachers, motorists, school bus operators, school administrators, and other interested parties to join forces and address the importance of School Bus Safety Week. It is designed to promote school bus safety. School districts throughout the country observe School Bus Safety Week. At Ypsilanti Community Schools, we honor, respect, and value all of our transportation staff. We thank them for all that they do for our students, staff, and community. Let us thank our entire transportation staff during the week of October 20th through October 24th. October is recognized as Principals Month. Our board has a resolution to celebrate our building leaders. It says, whereas National Principals Month is a month-long event that occurs each October, where school leaders are in the spotlight for their endless commitment to being principals. National Principals Month devotes the month of October to thank principals for all that they do. And we celebrate these heroes of education and honor our school principals for their significant impact on the success and well-being of our students. And principals are visionaries who lead us in providing the best possible education to future generations. And we thank these school leaders for all they do. And an important part of ensuring that the students of Ypsilanti Community Schools can fulfill the potential of a bright future is providing students with a rigorous and well-rounded education. And principals set the academic tone for their schools. And it is their vision, dedication, and determination that provide the mobilizing force for student achievement and success. The effort of our school leaders is tireless in the pursuit of excellence in education. And principals are a vital part of our students' education as they set the academic tone for their schools by working collaboratively with teachers and staff to build high academic standards, set performance goals, and utilize best practices for achieving those goals. And a secret to student success is a well-run school, and the key to that is a great principal. From leadership to teacher evaluation to student discipline and more, school leaders have an important role, and principals are leaders who work tirelessly to ensure the success and well-being of each student in our learning community. And great schools have great school leaders. Be it resolved that the Board of Education of Ypsilanti Community Schools encourages parents, guardians, and our community to learn more about the contributions of our school principals and the roles they play to ensure every child has access to high-quality education in a safe, supportive environment, and let them know how appreciated they are.
Thank you, Dr. Zachary Ross, for reading that resolution to celebrate our building leaders. Is there a motion at this time to accept the National Principals Month resolution?
Madam President, I move that the Board of Education approve the National Principals Month resolution as presented.
Thank you. A motion has been made by trustee Goodrich. Is there support for this motion?
Support Vice President Lee.
Thank you. Supported by Vice President Lee. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Before we move to the next item, which is number 6 on our agenda, I just want to pause and just thank Dr. Zachary Ross for acknowledging and recognizing National Custodial Day, National School Bus Safety Week, and National Principals Month. If we can give everyone in our district a round of applause. That takes us to item 6, which is a request for a closed section under section 81H OMA, attorney-client privilege. Is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, Vice President Lee, move that the Board of Education go into closed session pursuant to Section 8, 1H of the Open Meetings Act to consider material exempt from public discussion or disclosure under state or federal statute.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Vice President Lee. Is there support for this motion?
Support trustee Townsend.
Thank you. Supported by trustee Townsend. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. The Board of Education will convene in closed session at 7:28, and we will return to open session after that time. We will leave and convene in another room and come back to this room and finish the board business. Okay, the time is 9:06. The Board of Education is reconvening back in open session. So at this time, I would like to ask the board to consider two amendments to the agenda. We know that we had a closed session this evening, and members of our public wishing to address the board have been sitting here. So we would like to amend the agenda to move public comment before the presentation. And we would also like to add an item under that would be called other at the end of the agenda. That would be after all of our action items.
Madam President, I'd like to move that we amend the agenda as suggested to move public comments to right now before our CTE presentation and to add an additional action item after 12.
I
That-
second.
That is correct. Thank you. A motion has been made by trustee Goodrich, supported by trustee Espy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. We will now move into public comment, and at this time, I will read the public comment protocol and invite members of the public to come up and address the board. Pursuant to Board of Education Policy 0167.3, the board recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to express their views. Please limit statements to 3 minutes in duration. Participants shall direct all comments to the board and not to staff or other participants. No person may address or question board members individually. All remarks shall be made in a respectful and professional manner. And that is our protocol, official protocol. I would just also like to add that any public comments made at our meeting this evening, we will acknowledge members of the public. We usually follow up with members of the public by way of an email. And then if there is a follow-up required by administration, they will do that as well. So I just wanted to make sure members of the public know that there will be follow-up if needed after these meetings, but there's always an acknowledgement to each of our members of the public, thanking them for their participation and engaging with the board and sharing their thoughts and remarks with us. The first person that I would like to call up this evening to address the board is Jeremy Haley. Absolutely. Gilda Miles. Gilda Miles, you are up. Good, how are you?
Bless, and thank you, Jerry. My name is Gilda Miles, and I'm not sure if I need the microphone, but I'm a retired, proud IPSI educator for over 30 years. Started out teaching, moved up to administration. Actually, the first, and I'm sharing with this so you understand when I share the meat of why I'm here, you'll get it. I have, whew, I apologize, I may be having a little emotion as well. I started out teaching, went up to where I actually created our district's first alternative ed program called New Directions, which is at that Fletcher School. Student named it, we went to Belleville, a woman named Julie named our building. And when they started making cuts, I went back into the classroom. When I started out at Adams, some of you may have known Maud Forbes, that's who I replaced. And I'm just gonna be honest and transparent since I heard some of you speak that. I was all about the child and their expectations. I didn't care if you had an IEP, and I said I didn't care, I cared, but the expectation for you was still here. So when I had a 5 check before you sent a kid to my room, did you have a one-on-one with that child? Did you make a parent contact? Did you even go to that parent's house? Did you allow that time intervention with the social worker or the counselor? And most importantly, did you just let Johnny or Sue just sit there and take chill pill? So whenever this is my feeling, what I was later told by some of the staff is that because I came in and you sent a kid to the office and I would go down that checklist, I'm just using that per se. And you didn't do that, then guess what? I would say, well, you can go back and make sure you try those 5 things before you bring it to my office as a principal. Because I'm gonna let the child chill, do what he or she needs to do before I say, you got to go. Why is that important? Because at the time when I came in, the district was starting to change. And the demographics were starting to change. I'm standing here before you because the kids I had a new direction, the young lady needed because she wanted a new direction, because she had been, oh, I can't do, I'm not gonna do it. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do something here. Young man called me, that was one of my teachers just last week. That's why I say God has me here. He said, Ms. Miles, remember we had our first graduation and new direction? We only had 6 kids. He said, but you had it dressed up, fired up, like we had 200 students walking across that line. I said, yeah, that's what we're doing to do. So I say that, but even though I retired in 2019, and I retired because of my own personal health issues, I had family medical issues, and I saw things changing in our district, I felt this may be the best time to go. During that time, though, I need each of you to know, but I still have kids who contact me, reach out to me, and let me know when things are happening and are not happening, or when they see me. That's my punctuation mark when they're letting me know I'm okay. So I say that to say, a couple weeks ago, we had a situation with a young man who was killed on Washington. That young man I knew at that middle school. Now I won't mention the name, but that touched me. So much so that following Monday, I go to the middle school and I just showed up out of nowhere, didn't have an appointment. And I met with, I said, I called Dr. Lee. I said, Mr. Mayor, can I talk to you? And he looked at me, he's like, oh, he says, come on, I need 5 minutes. Guess what? That 5 minutes turned into that this young man took time from his busy day to meet with me. Some of the things that he's doing, I'm telling you, whatever this guy needs, y'all need to give it to him. He's got some awesome, great things going on. So much so that it punctuated and supports some of the things that I intended to do. And so much so that his new ideas and what he's trying to do is awesome. Hold on. Hold on. So as he's leaving the office, young man is sitting there, got his hood off. You know how we do. He's asked the young man respectfully to take the hood off. The young man refused. He repeated again. No response. Then what we used to do, I call my seasoned educators, we turn and we pretend like we're doing something else. Because we're going to come back to you one more time to give you another chance to correct. He went back to the young man still said, I said, Mr. Davis, you know, I say something to this young man. You know, I've done that. The young man sitting there with the head down. See, we can't be disrespectful to a leader like that. He's a popular shit. Get out of my space. You're in my personal space. Get out of your person. I'm sorry. So I stood back on the young man's personal space. I would turn my hand and explain to him why are you hurting like this? You can't be rude to this one. And you shouldn't be rude to this old lady. You don't know me. You can really handshake. The young man reluctantly gave me a fake handshake. You gotta hear this, y'all. I said, no, I need a real handshake. Guess what? He gave me a real handshake. Get out of my space, you in my space. I said, well, you know what? I'm gonna develop in this space because, first of all, the young man sits up. I can't make this up. He sits up. And he says, I just want to die. Now, back in my day when we heard those terms, something wrong with this child. Telling somebody you don't know you want to die. Right? I continue to try to get into this kid's space. He don't have to let me, but he's allowing me in to hear the space, to hear what's going on. I said, Pastor, you don't know that, but I'm here because the young man that was shot, killed. I had that young man. Guess what? He sits up a little bit more. That's 2 times now that I feel he keeps going in. So I go in to him again. And I said, says, why are you hurting like this? I just hate school. I just want to jump off a cliff. I go, no. That's it about that. Suicide. Right? So I said, let me give you a hug. I didn't know you. Why am I going to give you a hug? I said, because this old lady said you're going to give her a hug. Guess what? I didn't come. So that allowed me, I'm going to keep coming at you, baby. I says, tell me how I can help you do the best you can in this building. Nobody cares about me. They start getting poor. Then this kid gets up and walks out. Now I could have left the building, been made for me. Mr. Diaz allowed me to still, he didn't know that. But I'm still hanging out and seeing the great things that this guy is doing. And I'm pulling it up at me, wherever you want to keep him here. The young man, his mom comes up to sign him off. I said, can I talk to the mom? I'm going to talk to her. I said, your son needs you. She's like, I said, my name is Gilda Miles. I'm a retired educator principal. I said, your son is hurting. But he don't need to be hurt. You've been doing it since the beginning of the year. So when someone's been going on since the beginning of the year, and he needs you now today. I said, if you want to shut down, you got to shut. Nah, he ain't know. Guess what, though? Same last day. So that radar goes on my head. Yeah, I said, well, you mind if I want to apologize to your son for how I witnessed this personal sin? You allowed me, and then also to ask him if he is related to this kid. Guess what? Back in the day, he'd say, I said, are you related to this kid? What do you tell me? That's my cousin. So right away, that sends up to me, I need to get my social worker, my counselor, I need to go back and ask Dr. Davis, Dr. Davis. He says, or he felt that they had looked at that, he thought they had looked at that, and the kid was related. Well, that was wrong. And then when I'm bringing up the other staff, another person says, well, they probably weren't real related. Well, guess what I had to do on that? I had to come out. And this time more. Because I told that person who's there to help this young man say, back in my day, when a kid said, cousin, brother, in his mind, that's right. Exactly. We had a real relationship, but there was a relationship that he's sitting in the seat slouched. And when I play back with look, I understand why he's looking sad and pitiful, because maybe he's saying that he's me. Two, maybe I know something about this and I probably should have spoke out more. Or maybe I'm sad because my fake cousin is not. So I'm here for you today. And that's how I was trying to get a hold of you guys. What? If I can help anyway, come in and talk to some of these young people who are supposed to be there, and I hear that I see some of their comments, I'm prepared to do that. Because no child, I don't care how bad you are, I have seen it. If we are here in the sake of helping that child, that needs to happen. Right away, Dr. Davidson said, all right, we gotta take it off, get out of here. No, he didn't do that. He tried to redirect, give this kid another chance. And then he didn't have to let me, and I hope I'm never getting him in trouble. But he allowed me to try to talk to this young man. And at the same time, I said, this man do some awesome things. And he was telling me awesome things that were going on. And that But this young man, the only thing I'm saying now, what they're working with, maybe like send them homeschool. I'm just gonna say it. That's not what this kid needs. And if there's ways that this board can create programs to help support, because I get it, you're tired when you have those kids. I was when I had that type of energy. You get tired. You don't know where you can help. And sometimes Johnny, Sheila, Betsy, but just need to sit in your room that day. And I would say, here's some worksheets. You're not doing the work that I have planned for you, but you can take one of these sheets here, and you'll do that next month. Yeah. Give these teachers a right to have high expectations, hold them accountable. And if there's a way y'all can find me, I have already started going door to door. Back in this child here, took over 100 kids that I have seen through Dixie schools shot, killed,
Mm.
and or some walking around.
Mm.
And I went back in the door. I'm a key person, help find the community police officer, Brad Paul, community police officer. Because a parent came to the school board saying they needed help. And guess what? We went door to door to the Perry area. Let me call it South Side of the Perry area. I took my little 4x5 card. I asked people to write their name down. I'm here to help them. And if I can do that in this way, and I hope when I'm talking to these parents, I let them know the retired educator, principal, whatever, and I'm telling these parents, y'all got to get off your butt. Excuse my French. And we need you in this classroom. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I told this young man and his mother. Well, I didn't have him all this. No. He needs you. He needs the heart, and the school needs you to come to some of you. I let Dr. Davis know. He said he put a little bit of what I had to say. He might have been happy. Look, this man is trying to do awesome over there. And that felt good for me to be a part. So I wanted to first start out to give that shout out to that. And in this way, just let you know, I am going door to door. And I'm asking parents to get involved. And I heard those conversations as well. The school needs you. One of the things we did years ago, we took school board meetings to the community. So whether that be to go to that school that your child goes to, the school board meeting was held in that building. Okay? And again, I know people tell me it's hard to do it now, we're making home visit, but trust me, I showed up to the house, the job, I dramatic, I didn't care. And I told you your child needs you to come to a parent meeting. So I'm gonna ask you, what is this? What's inside of this house?
See.
What's inside of this house? Yes. Nutrition. Yes. What's inside the apple? Someone that's helping out?
Seeds. Seeds.
Seeds.
Yeah, you did say seeds.
I heard you.
Grow.
Grow.
So I'm giving you all an apple. Because that's what you're doing is helping. Grow.
Thank you.
And I
Thank
need
you.
us to continue to find ways to make that happen. Thank you for listening to me. This is how I come out of class, I always have a visual back in the day. And I believe that what I did, even to that child who felt like he or she wasn't anybody, trying to find a way to help that young person feel and believe that you are special. Because we're losing. And I'm here to say, even though I'm retired, that I think you know. Sometimes I did get that. You know? Body cam. What the candles symbolize? And I like light. So I gave you a bath candle with a card that said, let your light shine. Let the school of you. Don't give up. And Mr. Gaines said, I can do that. Guess what? He gladly said, I'll do it. Didn't have to. You know what I mean? You didn't either, so thank you, though. So, well, in your time,
Yes.
because I know this is a job, and I know it will change for you. And people may give you stories about how it was, but I caught trouble because I had teachers come to things like this and said, I don't know why this house gave me a such and such evaluation. I've been teaching the same lesson for 30 years. Well, I keep wording there.
Same.
Yes. You know what? You have a local city right there, so I can't visualize that, can't contact all of them. Talk that kid, yes, something to me. But I stay with this district because I love my community. I believe in this. But I'm up to over 100 kids. Just from since we merged, y'all, the middle school, excuse me, that's my connection. 30 kids.
Right.
God, dang.
Yeah.
I'm over 100 kids. So however, if you want to make, you want more, get more, or find what this can help y'all do, the you can do, because this is a job. Count me in. Count me in.
Thank
Thank you, Ms. Miles. We appreciate everything you shared this evening with us. And I assure you that somebody will be back in touch with you. So thank you for waiting on us to share this with us.
But please feel free, I don't know if anybody wants my phone number or whatever, I'll gladly share. But it's a team effort. It's a team effort, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Oh, yes, no, thank you. Thank y'all for listening. God bless you.
Yes, thank you.
And may I, oh, one more thing. I spent over 100 hours so far since that young man's death, meeting with, I met with the Ypsilanti Police Director. I'm scheduled to meet with Washington Sheriff. I have met with Mr. Davis, still going to meet with, Dr. Superintendent. And I'm meeting with young people. I'm also connected with a lady who's in Ann Arbor. Her first name is Denise, and some of you may have already heard this. These are gun lots that, you know, she's welcome to schools and wanting them to pass out. They're free, that we can share. But I can't, y'all know.
Thank you. Jeremy Haley.
Thank you. And that was something else. Jeremy Haley, Ypsi Township. Good evening, everyone. What I like to talk about is the behavior of some of the students that I've been seeing from Ypsi on my street and stuff, and what's been going on that started this summer and stuff. And I'm here to ask you guys' opinion, advice, as what I should do. Because I already got advice from the community neighborhood action officer, which is Washington County Sheriff, and they basically said I should call the cops on them. I'm here to ask you how I should approach this situation. And this summer, it started basically the kids down the street from me, they're in the road, refusing to move from the road as you try to drive by. When you drive by, they rush the car and smack it all over. Not a very safe behavior at all for me or for them. And that happened through the summer. And just recently, well, the kids, as they're eating, they'll drop their garbage in people's yards along the road, street, and just leave it in their yards. And when I saw one, they picked it up. I thought he picked it up and put it in trash, but no, he picked it up and curled it up and put it in my bush in my front yard. Recently, just driving to go to appointment, group of young teen girls were at the corner in this road trying to make a right, and one of them started twerking at me in the middle of the road, not moving. I didn't want to see that. I don't need to see that. And that twerking movement is, I don't know if anybody's told you, but it's basically a simulated sex act of a woman on top of a man, pretty much. Nobody, you know. But then after that, car got rushed with the kids banging on it. Just recently, a couple teen boys and a girl was walking. I saw them because I was outside closing things up. Whole way down the street, the boys were wrestling around, knocking things over. When they were wrestling around in my yard, I had three compost cans out. They knocked the middle one out, pretty much wrestling, smashing it, knocking it halfway out in the road, the contents spilling, and they just left it and just walked away. And just recently, not this Saturday, but the Saturday previous, a couple same girls were in the middle of the road at 12:30 at night with their phone on the road, making dancing videos. People drive through there hellaciously fast. What should I do with this? I'm asking because I'm at a loss. I don't want to call the cops on them, but on the one night at 12:30 at night, I did because that was very unsafe, being in the middle of the road in dark clothing and nobody can see you. I'm just asking, what should I do? Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy Haley. As shared at the beginning, we will follow up by email, just acknowledging. And if there is someone that you can follow up with after the meeting today, we will make that connection, okay? Next, that takes us to our presentation on the CTE millage. At this time, I will turn it over to Dr. Zachary Ross.
But when it comes down to it, it's not about following their dream, it's about creating your own. Finding your pathway, building your skills, and training their pathway to come over it. With your mission. The choice is yours. The teacher will.
As many of you know, that's Dylan Presley, one of our CTE scholars at YCHS. And as you see on the right, these are our, we talk about how we align local industry with our CTE pathways that align to our programs here. And those on the bottom are our secondary options. We really collaborate here at YCS. We know that right now people have been asking about November 4th, the ballots are already out. And so people have been asking, well, why is it, and what's the connection to our CTE programs? What is it about November 4th? And what is CTE? Because they've heard of it in the past and under different names. And so they've asked again for the local school districts to make sure we talk about what this is. So this is just another short presentation about what CTE is and what's on the ballot. CTE, Career Technical Education, it helps students learn by doing. We know it's about classroom learning with that hands-on experience and the real world skills. And this is about sparking curiosity, building confidence, fulfilling college and career pathways. It's not about putting scholars in a hole. That's why I love Dylan saying, don't put me in a box. It opens the doors about college, careers, and beyond. And it's not just about high school either. This is about getting our scholars to high wage, high skill, and in demand careers. So it's all kind of careers. When we're talking about not just about the welding things, it's about cybersecurity, engineering, health sciences, robotics. It is welding and construction, and there's more. And so what's before the voters? It is a $1 mil proposal, and that millage would expire after 10 years. And if proposed, it doesn't come to the locals, it goes to the WISD, and it reimburses the locals for our CTE expenses. And it's the whole county-wide. So you see all the school districts along the bottom. It impacts all the school districts, including YCS. And it is preschool through high school. And so right now, there's a huge demand. Washtenaw County's CTE enrollment has grown by 69% over the last 4 years, putting lots of scholars involved in CTE, but there's still a wait list. As you see, the numbers have increased over the years. We've done the work, though. It's all about data. Michigan's Youth Policy Lab did a study saying, you know what, there is the need, but the access is still limited, especially for districts like ours. I put this slide together since the last time you saw this. They had it a different way, and I said, let's just make it real simple. You talk about the access, I'm like, I wanted these X's. Look at it. If you see the green is where there's access and the red is where there's not. I was like, this is simple. Look at that red, all the red across Ypsi. That's the lack of access we have. So I was like, that's just clear. We don't have access to all those programs on the left. And so I was like, that was simple for me to see. Like, this is good. Just show me that this made it real simple for me. I said, boy, oh boy. That was the way I said, yes, Ashley, make this. It was clear. I was like, I just need to see that slide. When it was like, wow, our scholars, as much as we have access to, it was surely showed me how, even though we have a lot, we don't have access to those. And if you look at it across the board, there's nothing that everybody had access to. And that's what made it clear about Washtenaw County. Like all the others, we have so much, we're so resourceful here in our county, but we just don't have access to everything. There's nothing across our county, which doesn't make sense because we're so resourceful here in our county. And so how is that so? Where we don't have sustainable funding. We have used a state grant funding source in recent years to help us add these new funding sources. So if you look, we have $535,000 in 2021-22. Then 22-23, $567,000. Then we got a big boost from the state, $1.15 million in 23-24, and a big fat zero this year. And so there's not sustainable funding. And so the federal funding only covers about 28% of our existing CTE programs. And so we're underfunded by $10 million. And so we use our general operating dollars to cover the shortfall. And so across our state, 41 ISDs cover most of the funding. And if you look at those red spots, those are the only ones that don't have the CTE millage. And so as you see, there's a roadmap. Most people think about CTE programs in terms of high school. But if you think about it, the pre-K opportunity is for our scholars to wonder, where they utilize play and imagination. K-5 is about awareness, where they discover their personal interests. 6-8 is about exploration. 9-12 is about the preparation, and it's for not just college, because I know you've always talked about Everybody's not just going to college. We agree with you. We agree. It's about college, apprenticeship, workforce, and military. And it's so for everyone. And so what does that look like? Well, the funds will be used pre-K through 5. These are just examples. So they're not like cutting in stone because again, across all districts. So there's not, everything is not needed everywhere. So here's some types. Like, so pre-K through 5, it might be career exploration camps or Project Lead the Way or FIRST Robotics or field trips or Touch a Truck like we have. Or 6th through 10th grade, you can see again the Project Lead the Way Gateway curriculum. So that's where you might see that. Or FIRST Robotics or like drone soccer or career day opportunities. And then in high school, it might be the transportation, like how we do go to dual enrollment at the community college or student organizations or the certification assessments. We know those are very expensive. And so that might be ways in which we see funds used across districts. And so when is it? The millage election, we know that people have already received things in the mailbox if they vote at home, but Tuesday, November 4th, who's eligible? People who are in all Washington County districts. They can vote either in person on November 4th, or they have absentee ballots already. And so this is just informational, but I know people have been asking, so I want to make sure to bring that back today, because people have received these ballots in their mailbox. I know things came. We did one presentation before with Dr. Ryan Rowe. We just want to bring that back again. So what questions might the board have, if any? I know it's late. Thank
Any
you.
questions?
Oh.
No? Thank you, Dr. Zachary Ross.
Thank
Next, that takes us to our action item under student affairs, which is the acceptance of a field trip request to Cedar Point. Is there a motion at this time?
I move that the Board of Education approve the field trip for YCHS to Cedar Point on October 31st, 2025.
Thank you. A motion has been made by trustee Espy. Is there support for this motion?
Trustee Sutton Kennedy, support.
Thank you. Supported by trustee Sutton Kennedy. Any questions, comments from the board? I just had one quick one. Is there the budget impact for this field trip? Is it coming out of, is it fundraising?
Students and fundraising, it appears.
Students and fundraising? I didn't see it. Thank you.
And to also add to that question, they also added in a note that they're through the fundraising, they will provide assistance to make sure that all students can attend who would like to. So when we usually ask a question about that whenever student funding is involved. So I just wanted to make sure to make that note.
Thank you so much. Next, that takes us to,
Vote.
I'm so sorry. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Next, that takes us to our second public comment section for this evening, and I don't think
Madam President?
Consent. We moved
You
public
moved it?
comment up.
we did. Thank you.
It's late.
I'm not trying to keep us here longer. I promise.
We're on 11.
Because I know we usually have two public comment portions on the agenda. So, okay, so consent agenda. Is there a motion that takes us to the consent agenda? Is there a motion at this time?
Trustee Sutton Kennedy moved that the Board of Education approve the September 22, 2025 special board workshop minutes and 2 personnel matters as per the presented list dated 10/2/25, new hires and resignations.
Thank you. A motion has been made by trustee Sutton Kennedy. Is there support for this motion?
Trustee Fields, I support.
Thank you. Supported by trustee Fields. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Next, that takes us to our action item under business and finance, which is the approval of the Bloom Lou Interactive Projector purchase. Is there a motion at this time?
Trustee Townsend moved that the Board of Education approve the Bloom Lou Interactive Projector purchase for an amount of $82,012.50.
Thank you. A motion has been made by trustee Townsend. Is there support for this motion?
Trustee Espy, a second.
Thank you. Supported by trustee Espy. Any discussion on this item? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. That takes us now to the approval of the first makerspace purchase. Is there a motion at this time?
Trustee
Trustee
Townsend,
Fields.
go ahead. Go ahead. Bill. Trustee Townsend moved that the Board of Education approve the first makerspace purchase for the amount of $36,930.
Thank you. A motion has been made by trustee Townsend. Is there support for this motion?
Trustee Fields, I support.
Thank you. Supported by trustee Fields. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. That takes us to the approval of the Apple device purchase. Is there a motion at this time?
Vice
Trustee Fields.
President Lee, move that the Board of Education approve the Apple device purchase for an amount of $158,991.70.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Vice President Lee. Is there support for this motion?
Trustee Espy, I support.
Thank you. Supported by trustee Espy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. That now takes us to the approval of Project Lead the Way the Project Lead the Way purchase. Is there a motion at this time?
Trustee
Trustee
Espy,
Fields, move.
go ahead, Fields.
One day.
Trustee SB moves that the Board of Education approve the Project Lead the Way purchase for an amount of $31,958.15.
Thank you. A motion has been made by trustee Espy. Is there support for this motion?
Support, Vice President Lee.
Thank you. Supported by Vice President Lee. All those in favor? Those opposed? That motion carries. We are now at the adoption of a resolution to designate a representative and alternate representative to Middle Cities Risk Management Trust. Is there a motion at this time?
Trustee Fields, yay.
Yes, you
Move that
got
the
it.
Board of Education adopt the resolution to appoint a representative and alternate representative to Middle Cities Risk Management Trust, making the Director of the Business Finance Representative and Director of State and Federal Programs, the alternate representative.
Thank you. A motion has been made by trustee Fields. Is there support for this motion?
Support Townsend.
Thank you. Supported by trustee Townsend. All those in favor? Those opposed? That motion carries.
Are there some questions? Can you elaborate on that for me, somebody?
The designee?
But just what does it mean exactly? I just want to understand.
Well, I will let Dr. Zachary Ross
Yes.
interject, but just briefly, I will say
Yes.
that previously we had someone named as the designee
Okay.
and we're switching it so it's the title. So it's not based on who is in that role, it's based on the title. So it's just the director. So whoever is the director at that time
Thank you.
versus
I
you.
I just need a clarification.
Oh, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. Yes.
Mhm.
Don't we have to have someone's name in here? No?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope.
They prefer just the title, so if people switch, you just have a title.
Okay.
Good questions. We already voted.
Did we vote?
We did, yes,
Okay.
but trustee Fields, your question was answered. Next, that takes us to the acceptance of the expansion of the 180 program at Erickson Elementary School. Is there a motion at this time?
Trustee Espy, I move that the Board of Education accepts the attached quote for the expansion of the 180 program for Erickson Elementary School for the amount of $40,300.
Thank you. A motion has been made by. A motion has been made by trustee Espy. Is there support for this motion?
Support Townsend.
Thank you. Supported by trustee Townsend. Any discussion or questions on this item? Seeing none, a motion was made by trustee Espy, supported by trustee Townsend. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. And next, that takes us to the donation section, and that's from the YCS Foundation. Is there a motion at this time?
Trustee Espy, I move that the Board of Education accepts a donation from the YCS Foundation for $5,000.
Thank you. A motion has been made by trustee Espy. Is there support for this motion?
Support Vice President Lee.
Thank you. Supported by Vice President Lee. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Thank you for the donation from the YCS Foundation in the amount of $5,000. That now takes us to other, item 13, which is our action item. Is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, I move to give the superintendent the authority to resolve the case in question in accordance with the recommendations of legal counsel.
Thank you. A motion has been made by trustee Goodrich. Is there support for this motion? Thank you. Supported by trustee Fields. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. That now takes us to our second public comment portion for this evening. Have any public comment cards come in? Thank you.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Before we move on, with that last vote, make sure it's 6-0. Because I didn't vote.
Okay, I did. Any, one abstention, Ms. Haynes? 6, yes. Thank you. Next, that takes us to our discussion. I'm sorry. Yes, no, I'm not sorry. It's late. I'm sorry. It's late. Sorry, not sorry. We are at Board of Education Subcommittee reports. Are there any subcommittee reports at this time? Yes, trustee Goodrich.
This is really quick because you all know already, but the policy subcommittee met on September 29th, and the major topic of discussion was exploring the possibility of moving to a new policy provider. And I know that Superintendent Zachary Ross and I are going to be talking about the financial implications of that. And that's all I got.
Thank you, trustee Goodrich. Other subcommittee reports? All right, seeing none, we're going to move to board superintendent comments. Comments from the board.
The only comment I got was, well, the game was good, but only 2 of us was there for the boots on the ground, so I don't know where the rest of y'all was at.
We were
had my
holding
hat-
it down,
I
trustee
had my-
Fields.
I had my hat on and my boots. I
She
just wanted
did.
y'all to know.
Yeah. Well, they saw the pictures.
I don't got.
What'd you say?
They saw the pictures in the video.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm just saying, I was looking for my
I
other
don't have any
supporters.
boots.
It was a good time. It was a good time.
Um, I just want to offer that I'm hearing really good things from the district with regards to our new principals in their buildings. And that's really exciting to get that feedback with the new staff that we've brought in. So I just wanted to put that forward.
Thank you, trustee Espy. And trustee Fields. Any other board comments? Yes, trustee.
I
Townsend?
was able to attend the white coat ceremony for the first time. It was so nice, cute. I just love seeing our future professionals. Very well attended by parents, and I just think it's an excellent, excellent program. And I look forward to seeing it continue to grow. I believe that's all.
All right. I also attended that white coat ceremony, so I ditto those comments. It was a great evening. The students were very proud and looked like future doctors, engineers, whatever they, plan to become. Great program, and great support by, Miss Ballantyne, Miss Ballantyne. The only couple of quick things that I have before I turn it over to Dr. Zachary Ross is just to thank the board for all their engagement and participation in all of our district events. We have a couple of tours coming up this week, I believe, on the 8th and 9th. Is that the 8th and 9th? Wednesday and Thursday, yes. So I look forward to joining those board members who are going to be on the tours this week. And then to also acknowledge and thank the board for their participation in advance, for continuing the professional development and learning at the MASB conference, which is going to be from October 23rd through the 26th. Dr. Zachary Ross.
Again, thank you, board, for your time and commitment today. Even being at the board debrief earlier. Tomorrow, the driving possibilities, Friday, Resiliency Center was honored at the WACC award ceremony. So congratulations to Sharisa Allen for her work with the Resiliency Center. Tomorrow, Driving Possibilities will be receiving an award and through Toyota because of the work that they are doing with us in Lincoln at the Novi Showcase. It's called the ACE Award. So it's really nice that that work is being recognized. There's going to be a surprise with Estabrook is going to be a part of the Burlington Coat Factory grand opening. So they're going to be a partner in that grand opening of on October 10th. So that will be exciting. The YCHS homecoming football game is October 10th. So everyone is welcome to come on out for that opportunity. The auto collision fundraisers is happening through October 10th. So get your cars detailed with our scholars. The Perry Preschool Parent Meeting is October 13th. The YCHS Homecoming Dance is October 11th if you want to see something beautiful. And then the Erickson Harvest Curriculum Night is October 16th. So lots happening before our next board meeting.
Yes.
All right, so that's going on.
Anything else, Dr. Zachary Ross? All right, and just a huge thanks to everyone who had a hand in organizing and making sure we have the tours ready to be scheduled and taking all the board members and whoever else is joining us around. And to Ms. Haynes for always taking care of our professional development needs. I know that we are a lot and we appreciate you. That's all I will say. We really do appreciate you. So I just want to say that publicly because we couldn't get to half of the places we're at without you making sure you are ushering us through that process. So thank you. The time is 9:58. Thank you, board, for hanging. It's been a long evening, but we've got a lot of work done. And I'll see you sometime this week if you'll be on the tour.